Most families who move to Birmingham get one decision completely wrong, and it costs them. Not the house, not the price, but the neighborhood. And by the time they figure that out, they've already signed the papers. And I'm gonna make sure that doesn't happen to you. So in the next few minutes, I'm gonna walk you through the 5 questions every relocating family needs answered before they move to the Birmingham Metro. And look, I'm going to give you the honest answers, not the brochure version. So we're covering cost of living, the best family suburbs, what weekend life actually looks like, the job market, and stick with me to question number 5, the one thing almost every relocating family tells me they wish they knew before they signed anything. So don't skip ahead, let's get into it. Hey and welcome, I'm a real estate agent serving the greater Birmingham area, and my entire practice is built around helping families relocate here successfully. Not just finding them a house, but actually getting them into the right community for their life. Look, I've had this conversation hundreds of times, and the families who thrive after their move, they came in with the right questions. So that's what this video is, 5 real questions, honest answers, let's go. Question number 1, cost of living. Here's the honest truth about Birmingham's affordability. It's one of the most underrated budget advantages in the entire South. The overall cost of living in the Birmingham Metro runs roughly 8 to 10% below the national average. But that number doesn't fully capture the story because the biggest driver of the advantage is housing, and that's where the city genuinely separates itself. So inside the city of Birmingham, median sales prices hover around that $210,000 to $215,000. But across the broader metro, you're generally looking at that mid to upper 200s. Now compare that to where many of the families I work with are coming from. I've had people from California, Florida, Texas, New York, we've got Georgia, Arizona. I mean, the prices here beat out most of the other bigger metropolitan areas in the United States. And we also have to talk about Alabama property taxes. They're extremely low. So Jefferson County's effective rate is around 0.69%. So if you're coming from a state where the number is 2 or 3 times higher, that's real money back in your family's budget every single year. When we're looking at healthcare or transportation, we also run below the national average there. Groceries are close to average, and utilities can run a bit higher, especially in the summer when air conditioning isn't optional. Trust me on that one. So, bottom line is, housing is the engine of Birmingham's family budget advantage. So if you've been priced out of markets elsewhere, this is the city that deserves a serious look. Now, if you want to go much deeper on the cost of living here, including neighborhood by neighborhood breakdowns, school district information, and a full moving checklist you can actually use, I put together a free Birmingham relocation guide as a PDF download. It covers everything we're talking about today in a lot more detail. The link is in the description. Grab it before you forget. It's completely free. Question number 2, neighborhoods. The cost question gets families excited, and it should, but the neighborhood question, that's the one I see cause the most regret. And there's something about the Birmingham geography that most relocation videos completely skip over. Here's what you actually need to know. When people say, I'm thinking about moving to Birmingham, what they're really saying is, they're choosing between a dozen or more distinct cities and suburbs, each with its own schools, price point, personality, and daily feel. Y'all, this is not one community, and where you land in the metro will shape your entire family's daily life. So let me walk you through the ones that relocating families ask about the most. First up, these are what locals call over-the-mountain suburbs, communities on the other side of Red Mountain from downtown. So these are the most consistently sought after zip codes in the metro. Mountain Brook, it's one of the most affluent communities in the entire state. Charming shopping, beautiful older homes, tree-lined streets, and public school systems that consistently rank among the best in Alabama. And it comes with a premium price tag, but for families who put schools and neighborhood character at the top of their list, it's worth understanding. Vestavia Hills is another powerhouse. They've got highly rated schools, strong community involvement, well-maintained parks and recreation system that families genuinely rave about. Next, we got Homewood. It's more walkable, more eclectic, more grassroots, community-oriented. And there's a real downtown feel here with local restaurants and shops. It attracts families who want neighborhood charm alongside top-rated schools and the families that don't need the biggest house on the block. Now let's get beyond the mountain. Hoover's one of the largest cities in the metro. Major shopping, dining, spacious newer homes, and top-rated schools that draw families from across the region. So if you want convenience, square footage, and a modern infrastructure, Hoover deserves a serious look. Next up, we got Trussville. It's growing fast on the northeast side of town. They got strong community pride, a developing downtown entertainment district, and again, top-rated schools that are a major draw for a lot of families. It's the kind of place where people get here and then they tell everybody that they know. Next up, we got Helena. It sits to the south of Birmingham with a more relaxed, small town atmosphere and great access to outdoor spaces. So if your family values a slower pace and room to breathe, Helena often resonates. Here's the takeaway. Within a 15-minute drive in the metro, you can find dramatically different price points, school ratings, and lifestyles. The city level decision is just the beginning. The community level decision is where it really matters, and that's exactly the kind of research I help families do. Question number 3, weekend lifestyle. So before I tell you about the lifestyle here, I want to say something that might genuinely surprise you, especially if you're coming from a bigger city. Birmingham punches well above the weight class for family life. Here's what I mean. When families imagine Birmingham from the outside, they sometimes expect a quiet and little sleepy town. And look, it's not New York, but what Birmingham offers is something those bigger cities genuinely can't. An active, outdoor-focused, community-centered family lifestyle that doesn't cost a fortune to enjoy. Let's start outside because Birmingham's outdoor access is legitimately underrated. We got Oak Mountain State Park. It's one of the largest parks in Alabama, and it's right here in the metro. Hiking, mountain biking, a beach area, camping. We've also got Red Mountain Park, which sits on the edge of the city with miles of trails, stunning views, and history built into the landscape. We've got the Birmingham Botanical Gardens and Ruffner Mountain, which give you even more green space. So families who love the outdoors will not be disappointed here. And for kid-focused days, the Birmingham Zoo is genuinely a gem. You can also take them to the McWayne Center, which is in downtown, and it's hands-on, the kind of place kids want to go back to. And if you have any car enthusiasts in the family of any age, the Barber Vintage Motorsports Museum is one of the most remarkable collections on the planet. Now for culture and community, we've got to take a look at Pepper Place Market on Saturday mornings. It's located downtown, it's got local produce, food trucks, artisans, and live music. Also, the food scene in downtown Birmingham has had a real renaissance, with nationally recognized restaurants calling this city home. If you're into the craft beer scene, it's lively. If you're into baseball, the Birmingham Barons play at Regions Field. It's a beautiful downtown ballpark, and there's nothing better than a minor league game on a summer evening with your family. We also got to go take a look at Railroad Park. It's a gorgeous urban green space right next to the stadium. And the historic Alabama Theater is the kind of venue that makes you proud to live in a city with that kind of architecture and tradition. Community-centered, outdoor-focused, accessible, and affordable. That's the lifestyle here. Question number 4, job market. Here's something that doesn't get talked about in most relocation videos. Most family moves aren't a one-career decision. They're two. So the job market question isn't just, will I be okay? It's, will both of us be okay? So here's the real picture in Birmingham. Birmingham's economy has genuinely transformed from its industrial roots, and now it's the city anchored by 3 major pillars: healthcare, finance, and research. And these aren't small operations. On healthcare, the University of Alabama at Birmingham and its hospital system is one of the largest employers in the entire state. It's also a nationally recognized academic medical center and research institution. Beyond UAB, you've got major systems like Grandview Medical Center and Brookwood Baptist Health. So if either of you work in healthcare in virtually any capacity, this metro has real opportunity for you. In finance, Birmingham has a cluster of significant corporate employers. Regions Financial, Protective Life, and Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama are all headquartered here. These aren't regional satellite offices. They're the full headquarters with deep employment bases across many functions. A 2026 analysis ranked Birmingham favorably as a destination for college graduates, specifically citing the hiring rates, wage growth, and that affordability advantage we talked about in question number 1. When your dollar stretches further, even a lateral salary move can feel like a raise here. And the diversification keeps going. There's a real growth in tech, engineering, and advanced manufacturing. The presence of Mercedes-Benz and Honda in the broader region has built an ecosystem of suppliers and support industries throughout the area. Stable, diversifying, strong in the sectors that matter for long-term career growth. That's the job market here. Question number 5, what families wish they knew. Okay, we've covered the good stuff and there's a lot of it, but I promise you honesty, not just cheerleading. Question 5 is where I'm going to be completely straight with you, because the families who adjust fastest after their move are the ones who came in with realistic expectations. Here's what nobody's telling you. Every city has its realities, and here are Birmingham's. The weather first. Summers are hot and humid. This is the deep south, so if you're coming from a dry climate or a northern state, July and August will get your attention fast. Winters are mild, which most families actually love. Snow is rare, and when it does happen, the city slows down because its infrastructure isn't built for it. But here's the weather reality that families need to take seriously. We're in tornado country. Spring and fall can bring significant severe weather systems, and tornado warnings are a genuine part of life here. You'll want to know where your safe room is, you want the weather alert plan, and you want to take your local meteorologist seriously when they tell you to pay attention. And millions of people live here happily with this reality, but it's not something to brush off. Now let's talk about crime, because if you Google Birmingham, you've seen the statistics and it probably gave you a pause. Birmingham's citywide crime numbers can look alarming in isolation, but here's what those broad statistics don't tell you. Crime in Birmingham, as in virtually every major city, is concentrated in specific areas. The key here is to go neighborhood by neighborhood, do your research, don't let the headline statistic make your decision, so let the actual data on the specific community you're considering inform your choice. And that's why I always recommend doing your research, maybe calling the local police department or checking out actual legitimate websites that give you crime statistics so you know exactly what you're walking into. And finally, Birmingham is a car-dependent city. If you're hoping to ditch your vehicle, this isn't the place. Public transportation exists, but it isn't a substitute for a car in most of the metro. There are pockets of walkability. Downtown Homewood is a good example, but for the majority of family life here, you're gonna have to drive. So weather awareness, smart neighborhood research, and car dependency, know these going in, and you're already ahead of most families who make a move here. All right, let's bring it home. 5 questions, 5 real answers. Birmingham's cost of living, especially housing, gives families financial breathing room that's genuinely hard to find in comparable cities. And the neighborhoods here are distinct, specific, and worth researching community by community rather than at the metro level. The lifestyle is active, outdoor focused, and community centered in a way that families consistently say they didn't expect. And the job market here is stable and diversifying, especially in healthcare and finance, and it supports 2-career households. And going in with real expectations about weather, neighborhood safety research, and car dependency will set your family up to actually thrive here, not just survive your first year. So here's what I want you to hear. Birmingham is a city of warmth, of community, of people who know their neighbors and show up for each other. It doesn't ask you to choose between quality or financial stability, and in 2026, that combination is rare. But I also know that every family story is different. Your priorities, your careers, your kids' ages, what makes a place feel like home. Those details matter enormously, which is why I want to invite you to reach out, even if your move is still a year away. No pressure, no sales pitch, just a conversation so you can make the right call for your family. My contact information is in the description below, or if you just want to book a call directly at your own convenience, that link is down there as well. And before you go, if you haven't grabbed the Birmingham Relocation Guide yet, it's linked in the description below. It covers a lot of the stuff that we talked about today in a lot more detail, so go ahead and get you a copy. And if you want more honest, practical content about living and buying in the Birmingham area, subscribe below, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and check out our next video here. Thanks for being here, and I hope the next time we talk, it's because you're figuring out exactly where your family belongs in this city. I'll see you in the next one.